Hi, welcome to Math 161, Precalculus 1. In Precalculus, we'll be primarily studying functions. A function is usually given by a formula and it has a characteristic of assigning exactly one output for each input. So, oftentimes it's expressed in terms of x and y, so you'll have an equation. Y equals something or other, and you'll have just one y value for each x value. So an example of a function would be the formula for converting from Fahrenheit to Celsius. There's only one Celsius formula for each Fahrenheit formula. So the formula for converting from Fahrenheit to Celsius here. This is the formula here, C equals 5/9 parentheses F minus 32. And that formula convert any Fahrenheit temperature into Celsius. So that would be an example of a function. And it's more or less typical of the types of functions we'll be working with. The function doesn't have to be given by a formula. The calculator keys on a calculator are actually also functions, because if on a calculator, if you push get only one output for each input that you have. I thought I might have a calculator handy here, but I guess I don't. So that would be another example of function. And we'll go over some more examples of functions later in the course. Here's an example of something that's not a function. A circle. A circle is not a function. The circle, this particular circle is given by the formula x squared plus y squared equal 25. And I have a graph here, and there's many of the points have two different y values for the same x value. So let's see if this one's a little hard for me to read because my screen is inverted, but we have the point here. Here it is. If x is if x is 3, y could be either -4 or 4. Those are both points on the circle. So this circle is not a function. We can split the circle into two functions. So if you solve for this equation for y, you'll get two semicircles, and each of these semicircles is a function. So we have the upper semicircle, y equals square root of 25 minus x squared, and the lower semicircle, y equal negative square root of 25 minus x squared. So there's certain part of the reason functions are important is that there's certain procedures in calculus that can only be done on functions. So so one of the ways around that, if you want to do those procedures on something that's not a function, you can split it up into two different functions, or three different functions, or more, and do those procedures separately on each part. And this first semester of pre-calculus, we're going to focus mainly on what's called algebraic functions. So algebraic operations would be like exponents and square roots and fractions. Those would be algebraic functions. And if you go on to pre-calculus 2, you'll be working with transcendental functions, which includes the sine, cosine, and other trig functions, and also exponential and log functions. So if you go on to pre-calculus 2, you'll get into those. But in this semester, we're mainly concerned with what is a function, what is not a function, and then turning our attention to algebraic functions, which would typically be polynomials and fractions, square roots, and so forth. Okay, so the way we're this course is going to be meet in person, but it's also the syllabus and a lot of the course materials are online. So let me go to share my screen here and go to so if you go into you can access the course in Canvas through MyCCP, and in Canvas I want to click on the course, which is Math 161 section 012, and right now the home, I made the syllabus the home page. So if you go to the home page, you get the syllabus. When the course starts, I'll shift the home page to the modules. But the week-to-week work that you'll be doing will be mainly from the modules. So I'll switch to the modules once the course starts. So the class meets 1 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. Tuesday, Thursday, and BR 29. And attendance is not required, but it's recommended. And there's some information about me, the instructor. The best way to contact me is through email. The best email is just to do it directly from Canvas. If you do the email directly from Canvas, it kind of separates out my my course emails from other emails. For one thing, it also gives me the course. It tells me which course and what the name of the student when I receive an email through Canvas. So that's kind of helpful. To send an email by Canvas, you click on the inbox. It's on the far left here on the screen, and then you want to click on this something that looks like pen and paper here. Click on that, and then you can compose a message. You can also email me directly. Go back to the course here. My email address, it's in the syllabus. It's cloveridge@ccp.edu. I say await 24 hours, allow 24 hours for a response. Once the semester starts, I usually check my email several times a day. I'm not checking it as often now. You're welcome to email me even before the course starts. But once this course starts, I usually, unless I'm out of town or something, I usually check it several times a day. But I say allow up to 24 hours for a response, but it's usually not that long. The textbook is, let me get a copy of the textbook here. It's an open resource book. It's called Precalculus, and it covers everything we needed to cover. I think it's a good textbook, and it's also electronic version is free, so you're not required to buy the paper copy. And the paper copy, if you want a hard copy, it's actually cheaper compared to some of the other textbooks that I looked at. It's $50 or $60. But let me stop my share for a minute here. Stop share. Yeah, this is here's the book here, and you don't have to get a hard copy. I have a hard copy, but it's just called Precalculus. It's published by OpenStax, and it's an open resource, which means the electronic version is free and the hard copy is cheaper compared to other textbooks. Go back to screen share again. Okay, so so there's a link here. The best, I think the easiest way to download the book would be from the course files, but you could also download it from the syllabus here. I have a link here, but I think it's maybe easier to download from the course files, which is on the far left here. We have a link for the course files, and the homework and the exams will be submitted from publisher provided software called Webassign. And so you want to go to webassign.net, and if we click on that, and then the first time you go, you need to enter the class key. So you click on enter class key, and then you can put in the class key, which has letters, spaces, and numbers. So for our class, it's CCP space 4214 space 2068. Okay, and then you click on enroll, and that'll take you through the steps for enrollment. And eventually you'll also need to buy an access code, and you can do that when the first time you enroll, right at the beginning. You can do it right time at the beginning, but if you aren't able to buy your access code right away, you have a 2-week grace period, so you can still access the course in Webassign and submit assignments for the first 2 weeks, even if you don't have the access code. But so you need 2 things: you need the course key and you need the access code. Okay, so go back to Canvas here, and yeah, you can also look at the ebook in Webassign, but I think the easiest place to look is going to be the course files. So let's go to the course files here. So on the side palette here, we have syllabus, modules, files. We click on course files, and here's the text right here. It's a PDF file. Oh no, it's the syllabus. Text is right here. So it's a PDF file. You can download that. So the more detailed syllabus is also in the course files. I also have some formulas that we'll be working with. And if you click on transcripts, these are basically lecture notes. And I also have YouTube videos with the same content as these files here. So if you want to see the written form, you can look at these files here. So let's go back to syllabus again, and yeah, basically the week-to-week work that you need to do in the course is in the weekly modules. I'll click over the weekly modules in a little bit. There's a center on disability if you need extra time on the exam or extra accommodations for the homework or the exams. You can contact them, and they'll be in touch with me about what kinds of arrangements you need to take. So the grading discussions, there's weekly discussions. I'll say more about the discussions shortly. Weekly discussions, 5 points per week times 15 weeks, 75 points. Homework, that's in Webassign, 5 points per week times 15 weeks, 75 points. There's 2 unit exams, that's also in Webassign, 2 times 100, 200 points. So the total number of points, not counting the final exam, is 350 points. And I count the final exam 2 different ways. It's 150 points out of 500 points for the course, which would be 30% of your grade, or 900 points out of 1250 for the course, which would be 72% of your grade. So so if you do better on the final is going to be worth 72% of your grade. If your grade is lower on the final exam, it'll be worth 30% of your grade. So then I convert the points into percents. 90 to 100 is A, 80 to 89 is B, and so forth. Last day withdrawal is November 21st. Hopefully that won't need to happen, but if you feel like you do need to withdraw, I'd like you to talk it over with me before you make that decision. This course summary, this information is in the modules. These links don't really go anywhere. The discussions, you submit those directly from the modules. The homeworks you do from Webassign. So these are kind of like, the Canvas automatically puts these in, but these links don't really, you can click on them and there's like an empty assignment here. So that's not how you do submit the discussions, and I'll get those would be from the modules. But anyway, Canvas sort of puts that in. Sometimes it causes some confusion, but it does at least give you an idea of what's due and when. So week 1D, would that be week 1 discussion, week 1 HW, that's week 1 homework, and so forth. Okay, so let's go to the modules here. So there's 15 of these weekly modules, and so this is where you really access the course here, is through the modules. And once the course starts, I'll make the modules into the home page. So usually there'll be at least some videos, usually not this many, but you'll have some videos, and each week. So this starts with an overview. These are all clickable links. Overview of the first week, learning goals for the first week, and then we have 7 videos here. They have to do with graphing linear equations that are straight lines. Week 1 discussion is introductions. Basically, introduce yourself, your career goals, hobbies, interests, and so forth. And each week there will be a discussion. I'd like you to post your original response by Wednesday of each week, and then respond to at least two learners by 11:59 p.m. on Saturday of each week. So this Wednesday deadline is kind of a soft deadline, but I put that there for like your initial post by Wednesday, so that other learners have a chance to respond. And then the hard deadline is 11:59 p.m. on Saturday. The discussion closes for comment at 11:59 p.m. on Saturday. So if you miss that deadline, you can email me your discussion responses for 4 points out of 5. I'll go back to the module. So you access the discussions through the modules. There's also a link to Webassign, and a link to the office hours, virtual office hours, 3 to 4:30 p.m. Tuesday, Thursday, 12:30 to 2 p.m. Monday, Wednesday. First week there's no Monday, that's Labor Day. Okay, so week 1, it's linear functions. Week 2 is ellipses, which are not functions. And circle is a special kind of ellipse. Week 3, hyperbolas. The hyperbolas, some of them are functions, some of them are not. Parabolas, it depends. Some are functions, some are not. Depends on the position they're in. Week 5, the first exam. So there's, most weeks there's videos, but on weeks where we have review and exam, there's no videos because there's no new topics. But there'll still be a discussion that week and homework in addition to the exam. Okay, so there's 15 of these weekly modules here. Grades, I usually post the grades each week on Sunday or Monday, and you can go there to get your grades. And you can also put some what-if grades in yourself, for example, especially towards the end of the semester. Sometimes it's nice to know, well, what if I got an 80% on the final? What would my final grade be? Or what if I got 90% on the final? What would my final grade? So you can put what if grades in here, but I will post the actual grades usually Sunday or Monday of each week. Okay, so I think that's sort of about it for introducing the course. And you can start watching the videos of the course already. You don't have to wait for the fall. In order for the discussions and the homework, in order to submit those, you have to wait for the fall for that. We'll start the day after Labor Day. But if you want to watch the videos ahead of time or just scroll through the modules, look at the different topics, you're welcome to do that now. You can download the course files. You can download the text if you want. So there's some things that you can do already if you want to sort of a head start. But again, we'll be meeting in person. It's 1 to 2:30 p.m. Tuesday, Thursday, in room BR29. We'll be meeting in person, and attendance is recommended, but it's not required. So all the homework and the exams will be submitted online. So anyway, welcome to Math 161, and look forward to seeing you in September, a day after Labor Day.